Hey everyone, Cab here, and welcome to another little type of video that I'm going to be doing, and that is some budget squad builders, because you guys need squads, and I know how to build them, so here we go, I'm getting straight into it. I'm not spending 10 minutes putting one player in and another 10 minutes putting in another. Here's a squad. If you want to take a screenshot, click off the video and then build it, go for it. But I'm going to be talking about the custom tactics with this as well, because as you'll notice, Gomez at CDM is not a good idea, but things will be shaping up a little bit differently. So let's go through it. I'm going to be going from the goalkeeper up to the striker, and then we'll go into the custom tactics. So at the start, and probably the worst player here that I'd recommend upgrading is Pacheco. Now, the reason I've got this one in particular over someone like Aitor is that he has long throw. I use Oblak for reference, and he is amazing with his long throws, and I think Pacheco will do the same. Because of that long throw, I've scored quite a lot of goals, just because instead of kicking it into no man's land, I can instead get it directly to the player that I want. So that's why I've got Pacheco, but I would definitely upgrade him. Without changing any of the rest of the team, you can put Courtois in. Gets the same chemistry because of that green link with Fernandez still, and he still has that long throw, comes for crosses. He's 6'6", and those stats are great. Only thing he's really missing is kicking, but if you really need it, you can stick a chemistry style on. But still, anyway, we move on to the centre backs. They're both fast, they can both defend, and they can both pass. Now with De Ligt, he's better at passing, and he's also got 88 strength compared to Fernandez's 80. Although 80 strength is still good enough. De Ligt's a little bit slower, but he also has the height. I really like De Ligt. When I used him in my Serie A squad, he did really well for me. And then Fernandez, the next person you can upgrade from Fernandez is, of course, Sergio Ramos. Would actually get +1 chem because that's Spanish link to Bershish. But Ramos, I'm probably going to keep him till the end of the game, to be honest. He's probably the best. Yeah, I'd say he's one of the best centre backs I've used. I've used Varane, Hierro. Who else are you? I'm trying to think now. I've used a lot of good centre backs either way, and Ramos is just as good, if not better than all of them, except maybe Varane. I've got to be honest, Varane's just stunning in this game. Anyway, fullbacks. We've got Yuri Bershish and we've got Cuadrado. Now, Bershish at left back, I think he's really good for the price, mainly because he has everything. He's missing a little bit of pace if you're going to be really, really nitpicky, but he's still got enough, I'd say. He's got really good strength for a base left back. He's got good shooting, good passing. He can do anything really on the pitch. I would have him as a CDM just fine if your custom tactics allowed it. He's also got diving tackles, speed dribbler, and solid player, so I think he will be pretty solid for you. Alternatives here are Alba, but I wouldn't really consider it much of an upgrade. But then moving on to the right back, we've got Cuadrado. Now in this team, we're actually playing him at CDM, so I do have an alternative that will be better there. But the main reason I picked Cuadrado is purely because he's a really good outfield player. He's not that type of player you want to sit back and defend, because the defending isn't the best, but if you get the ball from deep, you can push up with him. He's got the pace, he's got the agility, he's got the dribbling, he's even got a little bit going forward, but I wouldn't really trust him to shoot inside the box. He's also got flare and technical dribbler, so that definitely impresses me there. And he's very cheap. He's not expensive at all. But even though it's slim pickings with right backs in Serie A, there's still this Bruno Perez. I would upgrade to this one purely because of the stamina. He's got 90 stamina. He's also got good enough defensive stats to play as quite a solid CDM. I would definitely recommend a Sentinel on him though, if you do intend to play him there. His passing's good enough, but I probably want to boost that strength up a good bit. Anchor as well, if you want a bit of extra pace on the side. But anyway, we move to the midfielders. We've got Gomez, Nainggolan, and Valverde. So we start with Valverde. I have his inform, and to be straight up, he's like Usain Bolt on steroids, and that's not even a superlative. He's surprisingly fast. I'm not sure if it's just because I play him CDM. I plan to play him right back as well, but he's a stunning player. I'm really, really impressed by his speed, his agility, his passing's really good, and his defending is amazing. He's not necessarily the best tackler, but he is everywhere, probably because of those high work rates. He's not much of an aerial threat, but he's still 6 foot, so he'll at least compete for them. And then moving on to Nainggolan, he's got everything. He's lacking a little bit of pace, but it's still good enough that you won't have to worry that much, at least with an anchor or shadow. But wow, he's got everything. In this tactic, we're actually playing him as a cam, pure because I personally like to press high, and I think other people should also get to doing that. Also, just in general, you can play him anywhere, even centre back. Yes, he's 5'9", but you can definitely play him at centre back and he'll do just fine. And then Gomez, much like the striker in Mertens, he's fast, he's agile, he's really technical, but he's missing strength. Mertens and Gomez are essentially the same player, just trading a bit of shooting for passing. I really like him. I played with him a bit ago, and he feels great. An alternative here is Dybala. He would also get the lit on chem, but personally, I wouldn't say Dybala's much of an upgrade over Gomez. Possibly over Mertens, but then you'd also lose a bit of chem there. But anyway, onto the wide midfielders, we have Eden Hazard and we have Hakimi. Now, Eden has everything. I did a review of him if you want to check that out. But wow, he's got everything. That's all I can say. He's not missing anything. Best coin for coin player. You'll probably hear Harry Hesketh saying if you watch him. There's a reason this guy's in a lot of squads this year. He's not even OP. He's not meta. He's nothing like that. He's just a great player. That's all it is. And then Hakimi, not as great, but he's fast. He's got stamina, and he can do defending decently enough, especially for a right mid. But in this, we're going to be playing him right back, actually. But not much to say about him. Only real upgrades without changing the rest of the team is the ones to watch are Inform Hakimi. Looks decent, but I don't really know how we'll play. And just to note, another potential upgrade for Nainggolan, if you want a more agile and technical cam, at least going forward, is this Joaquin Correa. He's an objective player, so if you haven't done him by now, go and do him. Or if you're watching this in a week's time, I don't think he'll be available. But either way, he's a good looking player. Really good agility, decent strength, and he's quite tall at 6'2". Anyway, last but not least, up top, Mertens. Look at his record. That's all I have to say. He's been great for me. Got him on treble at the very start of the game, and he's probably the first player that I kind of idolized in my club as a bit of a legend. He was the first player that got me promoted in a division. Yeah, I was stuck in Div 5 for a while, then I stuck Mertens in, and he instantly got me to, I think he got me to Div 3 actually. But anyway, with the custom tactics, we're going to be moving to a 4-2-3-1. We're moving Gomez to right cam. We're moving Hazard to left cam. Either of those are quite interchangeable. Nainggolan at central cam. Hakimi to CDM, or right DM rather. Then Cuadrado at right back. Now you can swap them, Hakimi or Cuadrado. Or actually, yeah, I'd probably have Cuadrado at CDM. Just because Hakimi with more pace makes more sense on the right. Also a bit more stamina. And I usually run with my right backs a bit more. But either way, you can switch them as you like. Now with this, the really important thing is for all of the cams, set them to get into box for a cross, because that makes them have more attacking runs. With this central cam, because it's Nainggolan, at least in this implementation, you can have him to set his comeback on defense, and then maybe have Cuadrado to push forward. But personally, I would have Nainggolan on balanced, and then again get into box for cross. Nainggolan's got enough stamina where if he needs to run back and then make a tackle, he can do. He's got 89 stamina, so I'm absolutely fine with keeping him on aggressive interceptions as well. With the DMs, with Valverde, even though he's got the stamina, keep him on normal interceptions, and then with the left back and right back, keep them on conservative interceptions and not to go forward. If you want to change the attack type, set it to inverted instead of overlap. People just know overlap. Everyone sets it, so everyone knows it. So if you keep it to inverted, you'll hopefully have the opposition player make a misread there. But anyway, that's the squad. I've done it in less than 10 minutes. So if you guys want to see more, please let me know. But anyway, that is Kappa signing out. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.